there's the part I forgot to tell you. I started talking about thinking that it was just all the road construction going on, and the people are complaining, oh, road construction everywhere, I can't get anywhere. And it seems they're doing a whole lot right now in these last few months. I'm all the way up into the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and they're doing stuff there. And on the way, they're tearing up the freeway up there like I'd never imagined it. Why would they need to? I don't know. They're doing things. It's like, oh, and the thing is, here it comes. When I was in poli-sci classes, they told us the way every politician knows to get elected is to say they're gonna do the infrastructure thing. They're gonna fix the roads. They're gonna get high-speed internet. This was before there was high-speed internet, but this is the whole idea. You know, sewage, get everything cleaned up, everything, good water for everybody. And, you know, here is internet access and everything everybody needs in today's day and far into the future. They said all you have to do if you're running is say you're gonna do something with the infrastructure. And it's like, oh, and here that poor guy kept saying, I'm gonna talk to you about infrastructure in a couple of weeks, just after I talk about the wall and just after Melania comes on and shows you her birth certificate. 2 weeks. None of that stuff ever happened. It was always 2 weeks for him. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. And suddenly they're doing nothing about the infrastructure. And then that Biden character comes in and he passes the infrastructure bill. And they're like, yay, okay. And all of a sudden, it's going ape shit. And I'm like, wow, why is everything being worked on? Why are the roads being torn up and fixed? Roads that are decent right now. I realize it's because they figure, and this is how unselfish they are. If Joe Biden were to lose, this is before I knew Kamala Harris was coming in, before anybody did. Joe's thinking, if I lose in November, this whole country's gonna be in trouble. At least I wanna get things fixed and set up for people in the future. And so what if that poor guy gets elected and cuts all the bills and doesn't do anything for any of us? He might cut taxes for people that are above $400,000 a year. How many people are making that? Well, I got a brother that does. Does he care? I don't know. Damn. This is a sign to me that he cares about the people no matter what. That poor guy gets into office and cuts everything off, at least, and he'll be able to say, look, everything's wonderful. You've got good roads and everything, but within 3 years of Michigan winters and snow plows with graders on the bottom tearing up the road as it fucking shifts with the freezing weather and everything like that, at least for a few years, it'll look good and there'll be no problem. But after that, I'm sorry. If you voted him in, you're on your own. Infrastructure. You want to complain about the road construction that's going on right now? These people that are here in this office, and I'm an independent. What's that mean? It means I look at this person and I look at that one and I say, who's the biggest asshole? And I vote against him. I've only voted twice in my life. Once for Ross Perot in 1992. Like some of you want to think, I'll vote for RFK. Ross Perot was never getting voted in. he was never gonna win. I was just like a 22-year-old or something, thinking, if enough of us stick together and everybody in the end believes it, they'll put Ross Perot, a guy that knows how to do business, into office. He didn't win. And then I voted against that poor guy. I went out to do something that I never did because generally I didn't care. There was never a time when that candidate or that candidate was going to make any difference in my life, in my opinion. But this time I could see that poor guy was dangerous, and so I voted against him. Right now, it's something interesting to me with this Kamala Harris chick coming in and running. It's the first time in my life I've really seen people, and especially in the last 8 years, that I've ever seen somebody that was happy to vote for somebody, that was happy to do it, not voting because they didn't want that person. People right now are gonna vote for that chick because they like her, because they want her. Imagine a country where there's somebody in charge that makes people happy. When have you ever seen this? And so that's the infrastructure thing. And that's why I'm voting for Kamala Harris. I said it. And Tim Walz, Command Sergeant Major, sure, he retired as a first sergeant, but it's because he hadn't been in that position for 3 years. You can watch all the stuff you want. All you people that have never been in the military and don't understand how it works, you can go fuck yourself if you want to keep acting like this guy deserted. 24 years? I did my I did my war, I got the fuck out. I watched a first sergeant of ours during, who was a knuckle fucker, leave in the middle of the night. He and I had something against each other constantly, and I was outside in Saudi in the warehouses we were staying in about December before we went into Iraq. I watched him throw his stealth rock into the back of a Humvee and drive off, and I was like, he didn't say goodbye to anybody. That fucker didn't say goodbye to anybody. That's a guy that was getting out of war. So whatever, I know. Anybody that wants to hate him because they like that poor guy, anybody that likes that poor guy has got a head so thick, there's not a thought that can fucking penetrate their third eye. Infrastructure. You like your internet? You like your clean highways? And beyond that, all you megalomaniacs, from what I understand, what I've heard at your poor guy rallies, you say, what was it like? They say, it smelled like BO and weed. All you fucking megalomaniacs that like your weed, that's the one thing they haven't talked about yet, because they know that's the thing that'll kill them. They're gonna get rid of your fucking weed too. Never mind weed. Never mind infrastructure. Pick one and decide what it is you like, that you really believe in.